Good morning, good evening, everyone. I wanted to make a quick video. I just got done with my recovery center today, speaking to a group, and I had a fundamental shift with one of the group members. And why I'm sharing this is because there's a lot of people in this community that say, how do I talk about the principles? Do I call it a paradigm? Do I not call it a paradigm? How do I introduce the three principles to groups? What's the best way to start it? What if I don't know that much about it? What if I know too much about it? What if I'm getting lost? And we have this idea, right? Now hold that thought for a minute, because I'm going to share with you what I said with the group that has nothing to do with what I just said, but I'm going to bring it back hopefully full circle to see if this makes sense. Okay? And so I explained to them there's something called life, and then we add plus thought. Life plus thought. Life is when we go, I had a good day, I had a bad day, I lost my job, and this guy said, one guy said, laughingly, I don't care for parties, right? And people laughed, and I kind of said, okay, I'll put that up there. So I put it up there. And then I said, so that's life, right? We have good days, bad days. We lose our job. We go to parties, and sometimes we don't feel good, and we go to a movie theater, and we don't really care. But that's what life does. It gives us just events, right? I said, when we get in trouble is when we say, good day plus that means I must have meditated really good today. Bad day plus that means, bad day means bad day plus that means I just am a really bad screw up as a person or a human being. Lost my job plus that means, the that means part is in thought, which is right over here, right? We add the plus to that. And then that's when we start to get a disconnect. Because when we're in life, we don't think. Like right now, I'm talking to you guys. There is no plus to it. What's coming out of my mouth is happening in real time. I don't have time to think about it. Because if I had to think about what I'm saying next, I would be like this. Hello. How are you? Like that's hard to do, right? Speaking, in life in real time doesn't have any thinking to it. It's just life. Now, here's the last thing that happened. He said, don't care about parties, right? He said he was kind of an introvert at parties. And I said, well, that plus that means you have social anxiety disorder, right? Now, that would be a big problem if all of a sudden you thought that was a problem. And he bawled. He started crying. He was bawling in my group. And I'm like, oh no, I wonder what I did. And he said when he was 15 years old, he didn't want to attend a birthday party. Because of that, his mom took him, there was a few birthday parties or events he didn't want to go to. His mom thought there was something wrong with him, took him to the psychologist. Psychologist says, you are someone that has social anxiety disorder. Short for SAD is what he remembered. He said he vividly remembers, oh, that's sad. And he thought that was kind of strange, but he said that's what he had. For 10 years, he's 25 years old now, he thought he had a sickness. He thought he had a disease or whatever he thought he had. So when he went anywhere, there were days he said he would go to events and he was perfectly fine. And when he was feeling like he wasn't up to the event, he's like, well, it's because I'm broken. It's because I'm sick. It's because I have social anxiety disorder. The psychologist said so. And he realized by this conversation that he didn't have that. He was just being a human. And he just found out that that was just a life event. That when you go somewhere, sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're not. And he said, I finally am free. I am finally free, because he was in my group thinking he had social anxiety disorder in my group because he was uncomfortable today. And he said, for the first time I got to see that it's human to be uncomfortable sometimes. And I said to him, it's funny, I'm a little bit uncomfortable myself today. So what? You want a pat on your back. But here's why this is important. He had the sense of freedom to see that that's normal. and he got back into life. That doesn't mean he's not, doesn't have thought, but when you're more in life, the less this part matters. Now, going back to people that are sharing the principles and they say, how do you do it? What do you say? What do you say to your groups? I start here. I start in life. Not life plus, is it a paradigm? Life plus, am I saying this right? Life plus, there's people that are better than me in sharing this. Life plus, I should really read more books or go to seminars because I don't think I'm doing this right. Because the more you spend time in this area, right, the less you're in life. And the content, the goods of what you have to share is in this space called life that you have been designed to live. You've been organically created to experience this. Now we have a mechanism that gives us this and a mechanism to give us some thought around it, or an energy that looks in form as thought sometimes, and we hold that to be truth. So for me, I spend less time in the plus area of life, because when you just do life, that means you can show up confused and people will get insights. That means when I showed up and I was I had social anxiety disorder today in my group, and they got insights. Because I came from where I'm at. I came from this moment. I'm not talking about chocolate. I was the chocolate. Not sexual chocolate, just regular chocolate, dark chocolate. But it was real. It was in this moment. That's what you need to bring. So as soon as you say plus something, catch yourself if you can. Say, I don't need that. You can do that. I mean, I can still do life. I'm just getting good at life plus thought, but thought just doesn't have the energy that it did. I still do this. But I catch it faster now. Because in humanity, you are going to be bound to screw up your talks. You're bound to have people go, I have no idea what you're saying. You're bound to have people go, I didn't get anything from this. But the more you continue to show up in life, the more people will start to connect to it. Because life begets life. And that's where the magic will always be. So take that and see what you can do with it. So the next time you have a talk, the next time you want to give a talk, the next time you're on a webinar, bring your life into it. The rest will sort itself out. You don't need to add anything more than you already are. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the magic lies. It's you. You are that life. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Hope this was useful. Talk soon.